Yo, what's up guys? In this video I am going to be showing you the top 5 non-PvM money making methods. Now before I start, I'm just going to say that these top 5 may not be the absolute top 5 money making methods. There are some money making methods out there that are technically better than these at making money per hour, but those are the methods that are just incredibly boring and I think you'll get too bored doing them. So I've just kind of filtered out the boring ones and kept in the ones that I actually recommend doing. So yeah, just take that into account when you're watching. Starting off at number 5, we have making unfinished potions. Making unfinished potions is always going to be good money no matter what time of the year it is. I mean, some of you may be thinking that this may be a bad money making method at the moment since double XP has just finished, but I just checked it out and it's actually still pretty decent. At this point in time you can earn anywhere from 2 mil to 2.5 mil depending on which unfinished potion that you make, and that's just at the moment. If you wait a couple of more months, this will start to even out and it'll go to like 3 mil plus an hour, and then when the next double XP comes around you'll see this money making method increase by quite a lot. So yeah, this is always going to be a consistent moneymaker since people always need those unfinished potions in order to train their herb lore. So yeah, like I said, you're going to be earning anywhere from 2 mil to 2.5 mil an hour, and you won't be getting that much XP, you'll only be getting around 2.5k. And then for the skills that you require, you need 49 herb lore and 49 dungeoneering. The 49 dungeoneering is for the Scroll of Cleansing, and the Scroll of Cleansing gives two main benefits. It has a 1 in 8 chance to make a potion twice as fast, and it also has a 1 in 10 chance to save a herb when adding it to a vial of water. So obviously this will save you quite a bit of money and this will make you more money as well, so it is very useful to have. The unfinished potions that you should look to make are dwarfweeds, qualms, toadflax, lantadymes and snapdragons. Toadflax are the ones that you can make at 49 herb lore, so if you only have 49 herb lore, those are the ones that you can make. When you hit 54 you can make qualm potions, at 59 you can make snapdragon, at 67 lantadyme, and then at 70 dwarfweed. So yeah, all you need to do this is have some vials of water and then have the clean version of the herb that you want to make, withdraw 14 of each from the bank and then just continue to make them. I highly recommend making a preset since this will make it so much faster and easier for you to do. If you don't know how to make a preset, I'll link my preset guide in the description, so go check that out if you want to do this money making method. Moving on to my next one, and that is herb runs. Yes, I'm sure most of you knew that herb runs was going to be in here. Herb runs are just such good money for the time that it takes to actually do them. For herb runs, you will be making around 2.2 mil to 2.8 mil an hour, and on top of that you'll also be getting around 20k to 30k XP an hour as well. Now for those of you that haven't done herb runs before or don't know what they are in general, they aren't something that you can constantly do. Herb runs consist of an activity that takes around 5 minutes every 1.5 hours or so pretty much you'll only be able to do this for 5 minutes every 1.5 hours. You do need 32 plus farming if you want to be farming a herb that does cost quite a bit of money. And in the description I'm going to link you to a page on the Runescape wiki that will show you which herb is the most profitable. So you can just look at your farming level and then look at that list and see which one is the most profitable for you, and then that will make you the max amount of money that you can make from this. I just love farming runs because you can do these whilst doing another money making method, so effectively you're making quite a bit more money per hour than it says on screen, because obviously you'll be doing something else as well. But yeah, that's more or less the money that you should be making just from farming runs. However, if you want to do farming runs effectively, there are some items that you actually need in order to do them. The first one is the Juju farming potion, and this gives you a 1 in 3 chance of picking twice the amount of herbs from a herb patch. So in some cases you can get really lucky and get the max amount of herbs from a herb patch as possible, and obviously the more herbs that you get from a herb patch, the more money you get. So yeah, I definitely recommend using a perfect Juju farming potion. Even though it does cost like 30k in the Grand Exchange at the moment, it is definitely worth it. Also, if you have them, magic secateurs are really worth it because they give you 10% more yield. The R-Down cloak is good because it teleports you to the R-Down farming patch, and also the explorer's thing is also a very useful item to have because it also provides a teleport, and this teleports you to the cabbage area which is close to one of the farming patches. If you want more info on how to do a farming run, I'll link you to one of my other videos in the description. In the description I explain fully on how to do a farming run. I'm just not going to explain it in this video because I don't want this video to be like 20 minutes long. So yeah, go check that out if you want more information about farming runs. Moving on to number 3, and that is making mud runes. Now before I start off, you can make mud runes at level 13 rune crafting, but you'd make half the GP per hour than if you had 75 rune crafting. This is because with 75 rune crafting you'll make 2 mud runes per 1 rune essence. Whereas if you only have 13 or 13 to like 74, you'll only make 1 mud rune per 1 rune essence. So if you want to do this effectively, you need 75 rune crafting and not 13 like I displayed on the screen. The only reason I'm putting 13 there is because you can technically make mud runes at level 13, but it's just not as effective as being level 75. But before I jump more ahead, let's jump back a bit. Doing this method, you should make around 3 mil to 3.5 mil an hour, and you'll also be getting around 50k to 60k runecrafting XP an hour as well. So not only are you going to be making quite a lot of money, but you're also going to be getting quite a bit of runecrafting XP an hour as well. And I know quite a lot of you don't like rune crafting because it's just a weird skill to train. I know the rune span is out now and that you can just AFK in there, but a lot of you still don't know how to train it or don't want to, so this is a good alternative for those of you that feel that way. On top of needing 75 rune crafting, you also need 82 magic, 93 summoning and 50 fire making. You don't need the 93 summoning, it's just recommended. It's there if you want to summon the Abyssal Titan and this will hold essence for you, but if you don't have 93 summoning, there are two other summoning familiars that you can use as a replacement. The first one is the Abyssal Parasite, and this you can use at level 54, and then secondly there is the Abyssal Lurker that you can use at level 62. And these will hold 7 essence and 12 essence respectively. As for the magic level, you need this magic level to cast the Magic Imbue spell, and this is on the Lunar Spellbook as well, so make sure you have that. And as for fire making, all you need is a willow log in your inventory, and I'll show you what that's used for later. There's a couple of other things that you need. Make sure you have the runes required for the Magic Imbue spell, and those are Astral runes, Cosmic runes and Lore runes. And as for the gear that you're going to be taking, make sure that you're holding a water staff, make sure you have a ring of dueling on, and also a binding necklace. You need this binding necklace because this will give you a 100% success rate when combining runes. As for your inventory, just copy the inventory that I'm going to show you on screen now, and then you should make a preset for it. As you can see, I almost forgot the pouches at the top, those are very important. So before you go off on your trip, you can fill them up from the bank like I just did, and then press one of your preset buttons, and then make sure you filled up your summoning familiar as well, and then you should be ready to go. So just follow the path that I'm going through now. I'm currently in Castle Wars and I'm heading towards this balloon, and then you want to take the balloon to Varrock. Once you get to Varrock, you want to run a bit east until you get to the Earth Altar, go into the Earth Altar and then use the Magic Imbue spell, and then once the spell has been cast, use your water runes on the altar. Make sure that you use your water runes on the altar and don't just, craft runes at the altar normally, because this won't work. This will only create earth runes, trust me, I've done it many times. You have to make sure that you use your water rune on the altar like I said. And then yeah, you should have your mud runes, so teleport back to the Castle Wars and then do exactly the same as you just did. And that's pretty much it, you just have to constantly keep doing this, and this will earn you decent money as well as decent XP as well. Moving on to number 2, and this is very similar to the one we just did, but instead of making mud runes, we're going to make nature runes. And the requirements are much higher for this. You need 91 rune crafting and 57 summoning. Obviously the summoning isn't as high as last time, but the rune crafting is. You need 91 rune crafting because this will give you double nature runes with 1 pure essence. So yeah, I don't think I need to explain how good that is. And if you're doing this, you should make around 3.3 mil to 3.7 mil an hour, and you'll also be getting 40k to 45k XP an hour as well. So it's pretty much the same as the last one, except this will give you more money but less XP, and in my opinion this one's just a lot easier to do. So yeah, this is why I recommend this one more, especially if you have the levels. So just like before, fill up your rune crafting pouches, and make sure you have a nature tiara equipped, and also you need a teleport that takes you close to a bank. So in this case I'm using a Tokal Zo so I can teleport to the Fight Cave bank, but if you don't have any item in particular, you can just use a ring of dueling and that will teleport you close to the Castle Wars one, and then you can just use that. Also make sure that you have a Spirit Grack summoned, and then interact with that and then use the teleport that it provides, and then just run east like I'm showing you on screen now until you get to the nature altar, make your nature runes and then just teleport to whatever bank that you're teleporting to, and then basically just repeat the process. Finally, moving on to my number 1, and that is harvesting cursed energy. Doing this will make you 3.4 mil to 4 mil an hour, and you should get around 15k to 20k divination XP an hour as well. However, there is one main thing that you need to do this method, and that is 95 divination. So yeah, if you're crazy enough to get 95 divination, you will be able to do this. And on top of that, it's also recommended to have 81 summoning as well. So basically, what the hell is this method? All you have to do is head down to the Wilderness Volcano and harvest these cursed wisps, and then when you go to put them into the rift, you want to make even more cursed wisps. So instead of converting them to XP, you'll just be getting even more wisps. And then once you have all these wisps, all you have to do is click on them to weave, and then weave them into incandescent energy. You will get 150 incandescent energy for every 100 cursed energy that you have. So that is a great exchange rate, and that's why this method is so good, because incandescent energy is by far the most expensive one. So yeah, that's pretty much how this money making method works. In my opinion, it's by far the easiest one to do, that's why it's so highly rated. And on top of that, obviously, it makes the most money as well. It's just really AFK because it basically is just divination. So if you do have level 95 divination, I'd highly recommend coming here for money. Also, do bear in mind that it is in level 24/25 wilderness, so players can come up to you and kill you, so just make sure that you have a teleport to get out of there quickly. I'd recommend an Amulet of Glory since it's cheap and it can teleport you past level 20 wilderness, so yeah, just bring one of those if you're going to do this. So that is the end of the video. Please leave some recommendations for any top 5s or top 10s that you want to see me do, and as always, thank you for watching, subscribe if you're new, and peace!